Artificial intelligence is creating one of the biggest technology shifts the world has seen in decades. Companies are racing to build AI data centers, autonomous machines, and advanced computing systems that could reshape entire industries. But here's something strange. While billions of dollars are flowing into this AI boom, some of the companies quietly building parts of that ecosystem are still trading at prices most investors would normally ignore. And today, we're looking at two unusual examples. One of them is trading at roughly $1.90 per share. The other sits around $0.51. Now this is where things get interesting, because these companies aren't building the AI apps everyone talks about. Instead, they're working on the hidden layers underneath the AI revolution, the hardware and machines that allow intelligent systems to actually function in the real world. And this is the part most people miss. Sometimes the most overlooked parts of a technology wave turn out to be the most important ones. So the real question becomes, are these just small companies trying to ride the AI hype? Or are they quietly positioned in parts of the ecosystem that could become far more valuable as artificial intelligence continues expanding? Let's break it down. When new technology waves emerge, market attention tends to follow a pattern. First, investors focus on the largest companies, the ones building the most visible AI platforms and software systems. But underneath those platforms exists a much deeper infrastructure layer. This includes specialized chips, edge computing systems, robotics, and autonomous machines that allow artificial intelligence to interact with the real world. And this is where pricing inefficiencies usually exist, because institutions often study these supporting technologies long before retail investors start paying attention. This is the type of layer institutions quietly watch. Now that doesn't guarantee anything. Small-cap companies can face real challenges, but it explains why certain technologies can remain overlooked for long periods before the broader market begins to notice them. And this is exactly where smaller cap opportunities tend to form. The first company operates inside a very specific part of the artificial intelligence ecosystem. As AI systems become more advanced, they require faster and more efficient computing at the edge of networks, closer to where data is actually generated. Instead of sending every piece of information to a distant cloud server, edge computing allows machines to process data locally. But here's the catch. Without specialized hardware designed for AI workloads, those systems can struggle to handle complex machine learning tasks efficiently. And this is the part most people miss. AI isn't just about powerful software models. It also depends heavily on the chips that process information quickly enough to make those systems practical in the real world. Later in this video, we'll also look at a second company approaching AI from a completely different direction. One focused on autonomous robotics operating in extreme environments. Edge computing has become an increasingly important part of the AI landscape. Applications like smart cities, surveillance systems, industrial automation, and autonomous machines often need immediate decision-making capabilities. If AI adoption continues expanding into these real-world environments, then companies developing specialized AI edge computing hardware could become more relevant. Because processing data closer to where it's generated reduces latency and improves efficiency. But again, this only matters if adoption continues scaling across industries. Looking at the stock itself, the price has experienced the type of volatility that's common among smaller technology companies. At various points, the shares traded higher before eventually pulling back during broader market shifts. Over time, the price stabilized closer to current levels. Today, the stock trades around $1.90 per share. So the question investors sometimes ask is simple. Is this price reflecting uncertainty around future growth, or the possibility that its technology becomes more valuable as edge AI expands? The company focuses on developing AI computing platforms designed to accelerate machine learning workloads, particularly in edge environments where efficiency and speed are critical. These systems are intended to power applications like smart cameras, industrial monitoring systems, and intelligent devices. But this is where things shift. Because when you actually look at the company behind this edge AI hardware technology, you'll find it's Blaze Holdings Inc., trading under the ticker BZAI, currently priced around $1.90 per share. Edge AI remains a competitive and evolving industry. Large semiconductor companies are also investing heavily in this space. So this doesn't mean the stock moves tomorrow. There are real risks here. And with smaller hardware companies, timing is often the biggest factor. Now, before we get into the second stock, here's something most people completely overlook. While AI chips power intelligent systems, those systems eventually need machines capable of acting on that intelligence in the physical world. But unlike the first company, which focuses on AI computing hardware, this second company operates in a completely different layer of the artificial intelligence ecosystem. Instead of powering AI systems, it builds autonomous robotic machines capable of performing complex tasks in environments where humans can't easily operate. Now this is where things get interesting, because autonomous robotics is quickly becoming one of the fastest-growing applications of artificial intelligence. These robotic systems use AI software, sensors, and navigation technologies to perform tasks without direct human control. Some applications include ocean exploration, infrastructure inspection, energy industry monitoring, underwater data collection. In many of these environments, sending humans is difficult, dangerous, or extremely expensive. If AI-powered robotics continues expanding into industries like energy, defense, and environmental monitoring, then companies developing autonomous systems could become increasingly relevant. Because automation can reduce operational costs and improve safety in complex environments. Looking at the stock price history, the shares have also experienced significant volatility. Like many small robotics companies, the stock moved higher during periods of excitement before eventually correcting. Today, the price trades around 0.51 per share, which raises another interesting question. Is the market pricing in uncertainty, or simply overlooking how robotics fits into the broader AI expansion? And this is where it gets interesting, because the company behind these autonomous robotic systems is Nauticus Robotics Inc., trading under the ticker KDAT, currently priced around $0.51 per share. Autonomous robotics remains an emerging industry. Development cycles can take years, and commercial adoption may happen gradually. So again, this doesn't guarantee anything. There are real risks involved with smaller robotics companies. So now, the interesting comparison appears. The first company focuses on AI edge computing hardware, the chips that help intelligent systems process information faster. The second focuses on AI-powered autonomous robotics, machines capable of acting on that intelligence in real-world environments. One trades around $190, the other around $0.25. But the real question investors often ask is this: if artificial intelligence continues expanding across industries, which type of company benefits faster? The hardware providers powering AI systems, or the robotics companies deploying AI into real-world environments? Both operate in completely different layers of the same technological revolution, and each comes with very different risks and timelines. Technology revolutions rarely unfold in a single step. They expand through multiple layers of infrastructure. Artificial intelligence doesn't just require algorithms. It also requires computing hardware, specialized chips, and autonomous machines capable of applying intelligence in the physical world. And historically, this infrastructure layer is where some of the biggest pricing gaps can appear, because it's often the last layer investors begin to fully understand. If you enjoy exploring smaller companies connected to emerging technology trends, Consider subscribing for more research-driven breakdowns like this. And as always, this discussion is for educational purposes only, not financial advice.